The U.S. has opened 6 301 investigations against China, spanning more than 2 decades. All of the actions ended in agreements settled through negotiations. Case in point, the U.S. initiated an intellectual property investigation against China in April 1991. The U.S. announced a preliminary retaliation list, including China's garment exports to the U.S., sports shoes and electronics, with a 100% tariff, totaling $2.8 billion. The two countries then signed an intellectual property protection agreement the January after, and China promised to improve its IP laws. In October 1991, the U.S. conducted a 301 investigation against China again, which they said was because U.S. products encountered unfair barriers of entry into China. The U.S. then announced a retaliation list worth $3.9 billion. The disputes ended with China promising to lift import barriers on U.S. products for 5 years. The U.S. initiated 2 more intellectual property investigations against China in 1994 and 1996. Both ended with IP protection agreements between the two countries. After China entered the World Trade Organization, the Obama administration announced another investigation against China. The U.S. conducted an investigation on a series of clean energy policies. However, the investigation did not result in any sanctions. The two countries negotiated under a WTO dispute settlement mechanism, and China eventually agreed to modify relating terms. The latest 301 investigation against China was launched in August 2017 and targeted intellectual property. At the beginning of April 2018, U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer announced that the U.S. would release a list of some 1,300 products that were liable to a 25% tariff, worth a total of $50 billion. Beijing retaliated by publishing a list of U.S. imports, also worth $50 billion, and levied a 25% tariff. China's hit list was smaller, but carefully targeted to hurt sensitive U.S. sectors, such as soybean farming. Timothy Ulrich, CGTN.